Xi Jinping doesn't need to fire a single bullet to bring the United States to its knees. How did a country that claims to be the world's sole superpower suddenly look like a helpless amateur next to Beijing? The answer is absolute geopolitical crippling. Today, China controls over 90% of the global supply chain for rare earth elements, the sacred materials that serve as the lifeblood, brains, and muscle of the Pentagon's entire killing machine. For decades, Washington, driven by acute structural incompetence, has practically handed the keys to U.S. military sovereignty over to the mercy of Xi Jinping. So, if Donald Trump is still hallucinating, acting tough, and threatening China with trade war rhetoric or military posturing, it is the most pathetic joke of the century. A single directive from Beijing to completely halt rare earth exports is all it takes. In that exact second, the Pentagon's inflated ego, $100 million fighter jets, and Donald Trump's global supremacy would instantly collapse into a pile of useless junk. Are you amazed when you see the F-35 stealth fighter? Are you fascinated by nuclear-powered aircraft carriers or Tomahawk cruise missiles that can supposedly flatten entire nations? Let's brutally break down the mathematical facts that give Pentagon generals cold sweats. To build just one single F-35 fighter jet, the U.S. military has to beg China for 920 pounds, 417 kilograms of rare earth elements. Without these materials from Beijing, their advanced radars go blind, their high-performance jet engines stall, and the stealth capabilities they brag about drop to absolute zero. What does this mean? Every time Washington flexes its military muscle in the South China Sea, they are actually riding weapon systems built on raw materials charity from their arch-rival. This isn't just a trade dependency, this is the most naked, humiliating geopolitical embarrassment in modern history. Amateur analysts always ask, America is rich and smart. Why don't they just build their own processing plants? This is where the fatal stupidity of American corporate greed comes in, a weakness flawlessly exploited by China's long-term strategy. 30 years ago, China deliberately flooded the global market with dirt-cheap rare earths. Their goal was singular: eliminate all global competition. A greedy America, obsessed only with short-term quarterly profits, swallowed the poison bait whole. They shut down legendary domestic mines like Mountain Pass because buying from China was cheaper. Now, with the entire U.S. industry completely dead, China holds an absolute monopoly. America is backed into a dead-end alley. Separating rare earths from raw rock is a filthy, destructive chemical process that produces millions of gallons of radioactive waste. America is a hypocritical, cowardly nation. They want the deadliest weapons, but they don't want their own backyard poisoned with toxic waste. They let China bear the environmental scars. But now, geopolitical karma has arrived. China owns the technology, and America has completely lost the technical capability. Building a rare earth refinery isn't like setting up a basic smartphone assembly line. The U.S. has been completely out of the game for over 30 years. Because of that, they've lost everything. Their thousands of specialized chemists are gone. Their complex infrastructure is wiped out. And worst of all, thousands of crucial technology patents are now locked down tight and controlled by Beijing. If the U.S. tries to start from scratch today, they're looking at a minimum of 10 to 15 years and hundreds of billions of dollars. Bottom line, the U.S. is out of time, and Xi Jinping sure as hell isn't going to give them a chance to catch up.